Let's talk about clay in the soap, how you can add it as a colorant or as an additive, how it's done, how it's not done, and what is my experience about that. You saw the pictures of my soap, which I probably will call Terra or Gaia, the names of the Earth Goddess, which I researched. I was also considering Pachamama, but I think that's a little bit not very familiar to me. Gaia and Terra sounds more up to the look of the soap, which looks more like a mountain with the different layers of the earth from different centuries, something like that. I like the look a lot. It's kind of mild. I didn't add so much soap. It also has white clay in all the layers, so it also makes it lighter. But I really like how it looks and how it smells as well. I use the Manuka essential oil. It's not a Manuka honey, it's a Manuka essential oil, and it has a really nice earthy aroma. I rarely use just one essential oil, but it was the case in this case because it was so fitting, the fragrance, and I liked it so much. And it's like one which is good for man or woman who love the earthy fragrances. So let's see, let's start and continue with the soap making. And here starts my usual process of making the soap with citric acid and Himalayan salt in my live water. So it's the same as usual with ice cubes and everything. I will not describe this process as much. You can look at my other videos where I describe each step of how I make my soap. I will talk more about clays and how you prepare them and what you do, how you make the soap with the clay. Firstly, you don't need to do anything different about the soap batter itself. It can be made the same way as you usually do, because the clays come as an addition to your soap. It doesn't matter what kind of oils you use, how many card oils or soft oils you use. You can use any soap recipe. You can use the simplest soap recipe, which is just, for example, olive oil or just coconut oil, a single oil recipes, or 2 oils or anything. I'm using my usual recipe, which I usually use for all my soaps, except if I make my salt soaps or my gentle soaps, which I use with make just with the little bit of coconut oil and a lot of olive oil. And here I'm adding a little bit of oats to my oils, and adding my fragrance, my Manuka honey fragrance, not fragrance, essential oil. And now I start preparing the clays. I use 6 different clays. One is which I usually use. That one is white kaolin clay, which I will add to all the batter. But for the separate layers, I mix each clay with the water. The clays react a little differently. They need more or less water each, different clay. But once you hydrated them, actually in soap they act pretty similar to each other. Not a huge difference between one or the other. So the clay and the soap batter. And they all accelerate the soap batter quite a bit. You can the acceleration is maybe a little less if you mix your clay not with the water, but if you mix your clay with the oil, with the olive oil, for example. I would do that only if I use the clays as a colorants, as just for aesthetic purposes. if I add them as additives, as I do it in this soap, where I think, the not only colors but also as, the things which they give to the soap, the smoothness, the light and soft exfoliation, and the weightiness of the soap. They kind of add to the weight of the soap, to the opaqueness of the soap. They give that earthy quality to the soap, which I like very much. So I use 6 different clays: white kaolin clay, green French clay, red French clay, pink clay, and purple Brazilian clay. So these are all clays, and a yellow clay as well. So you can use different kind of clays, whatever is accessible to you, and you don't need to use as many. I just wanted to use so many clays. Somehow I was thinking about this soap and making it for a very long time. If you used as an additive, I would add a little more clay. See, I used the white kaolin clay. I added it to the whole soap batter here, but and it will be in all the layers, and that adds a slip and opaqueness to the soap. But all the different clays add different kind of qualities. As much as I use the clays in the soap, I'm more careful about using green clay, and I heard the similar things about the black clay, if it's available for you, because if a person has oily skin, then green clay is really good for you. But if you have dry skin like me, I am very careful about using the green clay, because green clay is a little bit drying. But since it's just one layer and I didn't add a huge amount of green clay, I'm not so concerned about that. But I used soap made with the green clay made by somebody else, and I had quite a problem. It was drying my skin too much. The bentonite clay or rasul clay, or this white kaolin clay and pink clay, they are really nice and not so drying. But this green clay and black clay, they are very drying, and they are good for oily skin, they are good for acne, but not for the dry and sensitive skin. So be careful if you use it in soap. Don't overdo it. Even if you use the green clay as a colorant, don't overdo it. Be careful with that. And if you make the soap for yourself, just try it out. Mix a little bit of clay with the water and oil, and try it on your skin and see how your skin reacts. I mean, I didn't have any problems ever with any clay except for the green clay. So I haven't tried the black clay because I know that it's even more drying. You see how quickly the layers are solidifying. It's like I just kept making them and pouring them all on top of each other, and they are like a kind of thin layers. And it's solidifying, like as you see it's quite fast. Maybe the manuka essential oil is also contributing to that, because it's a floral oil, and floral essential oils are accelerating. That also may be the case. But as much as I have worked with the clays, it's actually the clay case all over, unless you make some soap like just a plain olive oil soap or soap as my gentle recipe, then it doesn't accelerate so fast. But with the normal recipes where there are many different oils, it's kind of quite fast accelerating the clays in a soap. doesn't accelerate so fast as I told you. If you use just a little amount as a colorant and mix it with the oil, but if it's mixed with the water and you have quite a lot of it, then it accelerates quite considerably, as you can see here. I'm not showing you each layer. I will skip a few layers because it was pretty much the same. I filmed them all, but I thought you will get bored if I will show you all the layers, how they are made, because it's pretty much the same each time. Only the last layer was less accelerating because it was just a little bit of white kaolin clay. That's a usual way as I do my batters, but it was accelerating quite fast. And I think that the manuka essential oil also adds to acceleration, because it was nice and liquid, the last layer you will see, and then suddenly it was already kind of getting hard. And I didn't do my usual design on top, you will see that, but I did design the different way. I didn't use the spoon, I used the fork for the top, you will see that. So, and the clays pretty much keep the color. Once you make the soap, the color will be what you see. It will not change. The clays itself don't change too much. As much as you add it and how you mix it, that's how it will be. When the soap saponifies, it gets little lighter because the soap batter itself gets lighter when it saponifies. But after saponification, when you cut the soap and you see how it looks, that's how it will look in the future. The herbal colorants, a lot of herbal colorants change the color or the color fades, but clays have the advantage of not changing color, not fading. Once it is pink or once it is red or green in your soap, that's how it will stay. It will not go away. The colors will not fade. That's the big advantage. If you make the all natural soaps, as I do, it's a big advantage with the clays that they will, as when you cut your soap, you see how it looks. That's how it will look, unless there is some essential oil which will change the color. Like if you use some vanilla in your vanilla essential oil, that will darken the soap. Or if you use some other additive in the soap, like for example, if I would make soap with the banana, or soap with the what else was like for example apple juice or beer or something like that, or some very sugary thing, that soap might darken considerably, but it will not change the hue. It will just darken. It will not be brighter but darker. But in this soap you can see I didn't use so much other additives that would change the color of the soap. So as it was when I cut it, so it is now when I am doing my voiceover, then that's basically the same color as it was when I cut the soap. You can judge it from the pictures which I made, because the intro picture and outro picture is made now when the soap is fully saponified, because I didn't make them when I just made the soap, so it hasn't changed the color anymore. So that's a big advantage of the soap with the clays. In general, I almost always use the white kaolin clay. adding to the batter of almost all the soaps, because it helps to anchor the fragrances, anchor the essential oils, which are sometimes quite fleeting and run away from your soap, and doesn't want to stay, especially if you keep the soap longer. But if you use the kaolin clay or like other clay in a soap, it helps to anchor the fragrance. It helps to keep it nicely fragrant much longer than it would usually be without it. So you see, now I am pouring my top layer, and it kind of seems still quite nice and liquid, and I cut it out. I was trying to make a nice top with the spoon, but it didn't work. You see, the soap is quite solid already. As long as it took me to take a spoon, it solidified. I think that's the Manuka fragrance, Manuka essential oil acting, but it happens with the floral fragrances. But in this case it's fine, because I had the chance to use unusual top design for me. I used a fork, which kind of nicely fits this design, fits this look. And here I'm putting on my one of the favorite soap toppings, the tapioca pearls. They are nice in soap because they are, they are food item which you can buy in an Asian store, and you can color them. If you mix them with a little bit of oil and then add some colorant, in this case it was it's mixed with the activated charcoal, and part of it is mixed with activated charcoal and part of it is left white, and then you mix them together and you have this nice look. It looks like a seeds. I mean, I could have used the poppy seeds or chia seeds, but somehow I like to use these tapioca pearls for this kind of design. So it looks nice and smells really good. It's quite expensive essential oil, Manuka essential oil, but not everywhere you can get it. I don't even remember where I got it. I think in a soap kitchen in UK, in a soap kitchen, or somewhere else. Don't really remember. It was a long time ago, and I was planning to use it all the time, but didn't. So this time came. This was very fitting, and I was spraying this gold spray, which is meant for cakes. That's my favorite glitter. Since it's edible, I think that's better than using the synthetic glitter. I mean, I use some biodegradable glitter for stamping the soaps, as you will see later. But I use it as long as I have it. When I will run out, I will probably not use it anymore, but use also for stamping this cake spray, which is mainly sugar, which doesn't add any strange substances to the soap. I mean, the biodegradable glitter is supposed also to be good. So you see, the soap will lighten up a little more when it dries out, but not much. It's as it is, and you can see it has gone through the gel. It heated up quite a bit. That's why it's darker inside and lighter on the top, because the gel, I did put it in a thermobox to stay and solidify for a night. And since I use the salt in my soap, I don't really need to wait 24 hours to cut the soap. It usually 16, 18 hours maximum. If I, by some circumstance, leave it longer, it's kind of hard to cut. And also the fact that I was adding so much clay to this soap also made it harder. It adds the substance, it adds the weight to the soap, as I would say. Since you watched so far, you probably like it, so show me thumbs up and subscribe if you didn't subscribe, if you want to see more videos like this. And see you next time. Ciao!